Alright, I gotta speak on this, because I'm pissed. I'm pissed as hell. Because the background check measure was supposed to pass today. It has 91% of the American people's support in one poll and virtually 90% in the others. It was supposed to strike a balance between gun rights and the protection of the people at large. It's supposed to basically make sure that people who aren't mentally capable of operating a gun, or who were who had a past of violence, could not get guns. This was a background check, a simple background check, and it failed by 6 votes. 6 votes. It doesn't matter that all these kids and these teachers were killed in Sandy Hook. It doesn't matter that these people were killed in Aurora at that movie theater about a year or so ago. It does not matter about Columbine. It doesn't matter about all these tragedies. Tucson, Virginia Tech. It doesn't matter, because we got to let everybody have unlimited access to guns. We can't have even the slightest possible barrier between somebody who wants to own a gun, and this wasn't even for regular shotguns or handguns. This was military-grade weapons that they were talking about. But no. Oh, if we let this is a slippery. If we let this pass, it's a slippery slope. The next thing you know, Obama's coming to take your guns. Let me make one thing absolutely clear. Obama does not want your guns. He's perfectly fine if you own handguns. He's perfectly fine if you own rifles, hunting rifles, or flintlocks or anything like that. It's a simple background check to make sure you're not going to go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and shoot up the local Waffle House because you got pissed off that the waitress didn't make your eggs right, or the cook didn't make your eggs right, and the waitress maybe set the plate down a little too hard and kind of made your grits touch your hash browns. What kind of fucked up dream is the NRA passing along? What the hell are these idiots who think, oh, thank God it didn't pass because it means I get to keep my guns, my precious, precious guns. Let me make one thing absolutely clear. The United States military is the most effective fighting force in the history of the entire world. Every army that has ever been raised would lose to the United States Army that we have right now. There is no force ever in this world that could stand up to the might of our country. What makes you, Alex Jones, and all these other gun nuts who have shotguns and machine guns stored up because you think, oh, Uncle Sam's going to come get you, that you even have the slightest chance if Obama was as bad as you think he is? He's got fucking drones, people, that he's using in Pakistan and Afghanistan. If he really wanted to, which he doesn't, wanted to use them here, what chance would you have against our military? These are delusional dreams spurred up by the lunatic fringe on the right who think that any possible bit of gun control is the next step toward a police state. I don't care if you have guns, as long as you're reasonably responsible for them and protect yourself against them. Yeah, there's been some tragedies as of late with guns being mishandled and innocent kids and innocent people being shot at home. I don't believe we should ban handguns, but I think those people who were irresponsible in those guns being out to where they could be used to kill somebody accidentally should be charged, should be held responsible. And perhaps they shouldn't have guns. If you're going to let a handgun lay around where your 10-year-old kid kills his 11-year-old neighbor, then maybe, just maybe, you don't deserve to have a gun. Remember, folks, the Second Amendment was passed back in an age of flintlocks. Now we have guns that could wipe out an entire police force. And I'm talking about a police force with bulletproof vests. And yet, we're supposed to think, so from the NRA way of thinking and from the radical right-wing kind of thinking, that if this had passed, would be a slippery slope toward a police state where nobody could own even a BB gun. Are you fucking insane? Are you out of your fucking minds? How many more people have to die because you got to have a 30-round clip so that you can go shoot it off thinking that this makes you a man? These were reasonable limitations to a right. You don't have the right to have a 200-round clip to go shoot off, and I don't think the Founding Fathers would have intended for that. There are a lot of people who are these strict constructionists who like to say, well, the Founding Fathers put this art. They had no idea what America would be like 100 years after they signed the damn Declaration. They had no idea what it would be like 200 years. What makes you think they had any idea what life would be like 225 years after they passed the Constitution? If they saw what we have today, they would be shit scared. They would be against the Second Amendment. They would be against it. They would say, oh, this wasn't what we intended. That amendment was so that every man would be able to have a weapon in case the British invaded, or the French, or the Spanish, or if the Indians got rowdy and decided to scalp some white folks and ravage some white chicks. Considering the fact that I am partially Native American, I can use that term. Not that I'm a big, oh my God, you use Indians, kind of guy, but, that's the truth. That's part of the reason why I was in there. Do you honestly think they would have passed this if they knew 200 years into the future there would be AK-47s with 50-round clips? Do you honestly think that? Or are you just so obsessed with guns and obsessed with hatred for the government? I hate to break it to you, but if Obama wanted a police state and he convinced enough of his generals to go along with it, you wouldn't have a fucking chance. You would not have a fucking chance against our military. Are you that fucking stupid? This was designed to prevent another Sandy Hook, to prevent another Tucson, to prevent another Aurora, to prevent another Columbine, to prevent another Virginia Tech, to prevent another massacre of innocent people. Now, maybe it wasn't 100% guaranteed that it would. Nothing in life is guaranteed. But at least it would cut down the chances. And maybe, just maybe, it would save precious lives. But no, you got to stop it because you are so scared that Obama's going to come get your guns. Because the NRA tells you that Obama's coming to get your guns. If you even slide just a bit backwards. That is what's wrong with this country. We don't understand that the government is us. We're the government. We, the people. We voted these people in. We didn't pay for them. We didn't pay for their campaigns, but we voted them in. I hate to say it, folks, but we got a bunch of lunatics running around here who think that Obama's the Antichrist. Obama's going to destroy America. Are you out of your fucking mind? But yet you really love George W. Bush, don't you? A guy that got us into 2 wars that cost us $6 trillion. $6 trillion. Unpaid for. The first time in American history we fought a war and we didn't raise taxes to pay for the war. Including that unnecessary war in Iraq. But no, we gotta have guns in this country. We can't allow any kind of gun control because what's next? Obama's shock troops are going to come around and make damn sure you ain't saying anything bad about him. It's called delusions, people. You buy into crap pumped into you from Alex Jones and Fox News and the NRA and other crap like this that make you think you're so American that you're defending your rights when in fact what you're doing is putting lives at risk. Proven putting lives at risk. What's it going to take to make you see the light? 100 dead? 1,000 dead? 10,000? An armed group of complete nut jobs deciding that they don't like Walmart, so they're going to go in there and shoot it up on Black Friday? If that's what it's going to take, how many more bodies? How many more parents burying kids? How many more kids burying parents? How many more husbands burying wives? How many more wives burying husbands? How many more? Now, we're not talking about trying to stop gangbangers, because there's a complete illegal guns thing going on in this country, and we should try and help our police do more to stop that. We're just trying to track legal gun sales so they go to responsible people, which, by the way, the vast majority of gun owners are responsible. Last I checked. You're saying, oh, well, there should be no reason of suspicion because I'm a proud American. I shouldn't have my reputation questioned. Well, guess what? You step behind the wheel of a car. You're licensed. You are trained to operate that car. You are given insurance. That car can kill you. That car can kill somebody if you do not know how to operate it properly. That is the risk you run when you use a car. Now, I am sick and tired of hearing these arguments. They're ridiculous. They're idiotic. They're downright goddamn stupid. And I'm tired of them. I'm tired of these people thrusting their chest out saying, I'm a proud American because I stood up for my rights to own guns. When you realize that you're being played by the NRA. You're being played by the gun manufacturers because they want you to be frightened. They want you to be afraid that your guns are going to be taken away. They won't be taken away. They want you to buy the ammunition because they want you to be scared that Obama might ban them, when in fact he won't ban them. Maybe they might put an extra tax on to pay for gun control measures, perhaps. Maybe they won't. Maybe he puts it in there so there's gun control classes for kids, so they can learn how to gun responsibility classes for kids in our schools. So if they happen to come across a gun, they know what to do and what not to do. But I don't see where Obama's trying to ban ammunition or Obama's trying to ban guns, except from the people who want to commit massacres, who are sick in the head, who have a violent streak, who have a past of violence against people, who've made threats, legitimate threats, against other people. It's ridiculous. You don't think it couldn't happen in your hometown? What's going to happen if some lunatic who loses his job because his mill is closing down decides to take it out on somebody? Or let's say somebody gets fired from a local retailer and decides to take it out on the customers and his fellow employees and management. It could happen. It will happen. Because this legislation basically means they're fair game. You can get an automatic weapon. You can get a 100-round clip. You can go in and shoot up. Because you're free to get these weapons because we got to have unlimited access to guns because we're scared of the other guy. We're scared of the boogeyman coming to get us. I hate to break it to you, but Obama doesn't want your guns. He's fine with you owning a handgun. He's fine with you owning a rifle. He just wants to make sure, as the rest of the American people want to know, that you are responsible owning that gun, that you have been properly trained in using that gun. And just saying, your daddy taught you how to use a gun is enough. We need to know, like we train you to drive a car, you are licensed to drive a car. And when you commit a violation of that trust, you go back to school to learn how to not do that again. Defensive driving school, anybody? Guns are more dangerous than a car. Because guns are smaller, guns are more portable, and it's a lot easier to be irresponsible with a gun than with a car. Not saying that cars aren't dangerous in their own right, they absolutely are. It's getting to the point where, quite honestly, I'm fed up with the right wing, although in some cases it is the white right wing. How many more of these massacres do we have to go through? They're there, people. They are proven there. How many more? Most gun owners are responsible gun owners. They will never ever think of using their gun in anger, except to protect their homes. And that they have the right to do. That is unquestioned in my opinion. If somebody's breaking into your house and you got a gun, you have a right to protect yourself. Because when that person breaks in to your property, they're taking their own life in their hands. But you do not have the right to own something capable of murdering scores of people. You don't need an automatic machine gun to kill a deer. You don't need an automatic machine gun to kill a bear. And just to say, oh, I want to go shoot it off at the local gun range. We can go shoot off a regular semi-automatic rifle. Oh, you like the feel of it. Well, I used to like the feel of using a golf club, but that doesn't mean I should use the golf club against your head. There are limits to rights. There is no such thing as unlimited freedom, because if there were such a thing, it would be called anarchy. And that means I could kill you and face no legal repercussions for doing that. So there are limits to rights. This is a limit to a right. You have the right to keep and bear arms. You just do not have the right to weapons of mass destruction, to weapons capable of a massacre on a scale that is truly frightening. You do not have the right, if you are mentally impaired, to have a gun, because you might kill somebody, either accidentally or on purpose. If you have a past history of violence, you don't have the right to a gun. If you have committed a felony, particularly a violent felony, you do not have the right to a gun. And all we're asking is for you to pass a simple background check, which, by the way, you'll probably pass with flying colors. But you're scared that they might find something out about you, that the government is intruding. It's time we stop the damn paranoia about the fucking government. Yeah, they're corrupt. But look who's corrupting them. The very people who are telling you that you should protect your gun rights. They want you scared. They want you scared of the government, because it means you buy more guns, you buy more ammunition, you buy more memberships to the NRA. They want you scared. Look at the reason why they do these things. They want you to buy guns. They want you to buy ammunition. They want you are afraid of your own government. A government, by the way, that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. If you happen to read our Constitution, the very thing that these people claim that they're defending. But in reality, it is of the corporations, by the corporations, and for the corporations. The very same people who claim you should protect your gun rights say that you shouldn't be able to have a say in your government because a corporation knows better than you do. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that some lunatic could go to a gun show without any check whatsoever, without the gun seller having any idea that who he's selling to might very well be mentally bent in the head, that might be part of a group that's out to kill people. No, they just look at the money. They want to sell a gun to make the money, and if you prevent them from making money, then woe be it upon you, because we will raise holy hell. It's not about the fucking guns, it's about the fucking money. They want you scared. And you are scared not of the government, but of what potentially the government could do, which they will probably never do. It is time to stop this madness. It is time to stop this insanity. It is time to be responsible Americans. It is time to have a limit to a right that is responsible, that is practical, that preserves responsible gun owners' rights, while preventing, as best we can, another Sandy Hook, another Virginia Tech, another Aurora, another Columbine. There is no protection completely 100% foolproof. There's no protection against any kind of terrorism in this country. Look what happened in Boston on Monday. There's nothing 100% guaranteed. There's no guarantee if we passed all these things that there wouldn't be another massacre. But the whole point is to do the best we can to preserve our freedoms and to protect ourselves. That's the whole point of it. But they don't listen. They only listen to the people they want to listen to because they're afraid, they're being told they should be afraid that Obama is coming to get your guns. And before that, Clinton was going to come and get your guns. Or the boogeyman is coming to get your guns. The good revenuer is coming to get your guns. This madness has to stop. This insanity has to stop. It's time for it to end. We can't take this anymore. We can't take another massacre. We can't take seeing parents crying over the bodies of their young children taken from them way too early. We can't take seeing girlfriends and husbands and wives and boyfriends mourning over the dead, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, uncles and aunts, grandparents, friends, church members, community members. We can't take this anymore. The government doesn't want to get you. Stop it. Have some sanity. Have some brains. Have some goddamn common sense. Realize the government is not out to get you. Stop listening to the Alex Joneses of the world. Stop listening to these lunatics who want you scared because they have an ulterior motive, which is to part you from your money so that it goes to them so they can feed into your fear and paranoia even more. Stop it. It's done. It's over. You cannot be afraid of your government. You may not like the way it's run. You may have problems with the way they do things, but they are not out to get you. Get the tinfoil helmet off your head and start using that brain between your ears. Start using some common sense. Have some faith in your fellow countrymen and women. And maybe, just maybe, you will see the real problem in this country, which is corporate rule, which is the powerful and the rich telling our congressmen and women and our senators and our president what to do, and to hell with the regular people. That is what you've got to be afraid of, not Washington, D.C., but Wall Street and corporate headquarters and some faceless corporation overseas that has more power over your fate than D.C. could ever think of. Stop it, for the love of God, for the love of this country, and for the love of every man, woman, and child within it who's ever lived and who currently lives and who will live here. Stop it. Thank you.